Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at how to create this dashboard that you can see on your screen using Power BI. This is a regional sales dashboard where you have sales by different regions, central, east, south, and west. You can see the different KPIs for each region. You can also see the trend of the sales by month and also distribution by customer segment and product category. The interesting thing about this report is that if you look at the left hand side here, we have a slicer: total sales, total profit, and total quantity. Right now, all the charts are filtered for total sales. You can see both the title and all. But if I select total profit, everything dynamically changes to total profit to represent total profit. And if I select total quantity, the same thing is applicable. They all dynamically changes. I was able to achieve this using field parameters. So let's get started. For me to show you how I created this chart. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to create this background that we use for the report. If you have been following this channel, you will know that I create my background using PowerPoint. So we're going to click on a new slide, then insert picture. Adjust the picture to fit the whole slide. Okay. Next thing is to adjust this so I can see the whole view. Okay. Next thing is to add my shape. Add a rectangular shape and divide the slide into two portions. For this, I want the field to be this color. And for that field, I want to edit the transparency because I want the picture to show a bit. So we have that field. I'll duplicate this, copy and paste. For the down part, I want that shape to be this fill, low contrast, and I want it to also be 5%. Okay, so you can see that it has that picture effect at the background. So for the both of them, I want them not to have any outline. No outline. The next shape I'm going to add is a plain rectangle. And for that, I want it to be white and no fill, no outline. Then I will add my lines. Change the outline color to this shade of blue. For this particular fill, I want it to be yeah, this other color so that the this background can actually show here. So right now we have our background. We group everything, then save as picture. I'll save this as SVG. All right, so we are going to import this into Power BI. Now we are in Power BI. Currently, this report already has a date table, and if you don't know how to create this date table, you can refer to my video. I'll put the link in description on how to create a date table using DAX. So I already imported a template that has a date table. Then I will import the background that we created. So canvas background, browse, picture 13. Right now you cannot see anything because of transparency and the fit. So I've removed the transparency, then image fit. Now we have our background. Next thing we're going to do is to import our data set. So I'm going to go to get data. It's an Excel file. I'll put the link in the description below if you want to follow along. So here we have the navigator. And before we move forward, if you've not subscribed to my channel, this is the first time for you to subscribe and like this video so that you can be notified whenever I create a new video. So let's continue. We have others, returns and users. So I want to import these three tables. I'll click on transform because I want to clean. Okay. So this is the other table that we have. Power BI has already promoted headers and changed type for us. Then for the returns, same thing is applicable to it has changed type. Nothing to clean here. My cleaning is basically on the users table. You can see that the title is actually on the first row. So I'm just going to promote this. Use first row as headers. That's basically what I want to do here. Then I will close and apply. So our tables are in here. Next thing we're going to do is to look at the model view and create a model. Right now, we really have a relationship between the users and the others. So I'm going to confirm that, okay, it's between region and region, which is right. Okay, save. Then the next one I'm going to create is between returns and others as well. So I'm going to go to manage relationship, new relationship, returns and others. So the relationship is going to be between the other IDs columns. Then the final one is going to be between the date table and the other ID. I mean the other date. So I'm going to click on manage relationship again, new relationship, date table, orders, order date, and dates on the date table. Save. So they are all active. So next we are going to look at the table view to see the data itself. On the orders table, which is our fact table, you can see that we have sales here, we have profit, we have the order ID, ship date, order date. We also have product categories and quantity. So we're going to create some measures that we're going to be using for this report. So to do that, we are going to create a new table, enter data for my measures. So the first measure we're going to be creating is the sales, total sales, which is typically some of the sales column. So I'm going to click on the measures table, new measure, total sales, sum, sales. Okay. Next is going to be profit, which is also total of the profit column. And finally we have total quantity, which is also sum of the quantity column. Then we are going to create the percentage year on year for each and every one of these measures. So the first one is for total sales percentage year on year change. So for that, we are going to use this measure. So sales percentage year on year. What this measure is doing is that on this first part, we're calling in a variable last year, which is actually the total sales using the calculate function. between the total sales and the previous year using our date table. This is why it's important for you to have a separate date table aside to the dates in your data. Then the next one is the percentage of that year on year, which is basically divide the total sales by last year's sales and get the percentage change just by doing -1. And then return. This part, you're trying to format that percentage year on year to percentage. That is what this format function is doing. Then there is an if function. If the percentage year on year is greater than 0, give us the arrow up. And if it is less than 0, give us the arrow down. That's basically what this is doing. So I'm going to replicate this for total quantity and total profit. So we have all our measures. We now go to the report view to start creating our visualization. We're going to be starting with the card visual. So I'll click on card, new card in this case. We want to add adjust that to this end. Add the total sales, total profit, and total quantity. Format it. I don't want any background. Call out 25. And for the total profit, let me just add the currency and total sales. Add the currency. Then adjust the number of decimal places to 2. Same for total profit. And for quantity, I want everything to show but with comma separation. Okay. Now I am going to start adding the reference label for each and every one of them. So for the first part, just expand the reference label and total sales. We're going to add the sales percentage year on year. Add data, measure sales percentage year on year. And for this, I am going to edit the name to only show year on year, percentage year on year. Then I will edit the value. And the value, I want the color to change to rose. Then select percentage year on year. A value contains Windows key and dots, so show the emojis. And in this case, if it contains arrow up, give me this particular shade of green. Then new row, if it contains arrow down, give me this shade of red. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is to replicate the same for profit and quantity. Then finally, I am going to select all and remove the divider. So we have the card for the three KPIs that we are monitoring. And the next thing, right now, they are all at 100% because of the fact that there is no slicer yet to filter that. So next is to add the title. I'll click on title, but I want to use the subtitle part, central and 17. So I'm going to filter this card to only show central. To do that, I'll use the region column and select central. So it's filtered for just central. Just this. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to create a parameter because we want these three measures to show dynamically on our line chart as well as the bar chart that we're going to create subsequently. So we're going to use parameter to do that. On the model, there is new parameter, field parameter. So I'm going to select the fields I want to put in my parameter. I have total sales, total profit, and total quantity. Create. I want to add slicer to this page. So create that. So this is the slicer we have. Let me just keep that here for now. Then on the right hand side, you can see that we have a new table parameter. So let's go to the table view to see that. So Power BI automatically created this for us. Let me put this back. So we have the parameter. You can expand that to see what it contains, and name of field and parameter order. So I want this name of field. Right now it's not visible on the report screen, and I want it to be visible on the report screen. So to do that, just go to the report view, click on the table, then make it visible. So I'm going to click on line chart, then select date, month name on my x-axis, and parameter field as my y-axis. So right now we have the three showing, and I've just selected total sales because I want just total sales to show here. And I am going to adjust this and format this chart. I don't want the, okay, the values are showing. I want the value for the y-axis. I don't want the titles to show. Then adjust that. The next chart that we're going to add is the bar chart for customer segment. So I'll click on bar chart, customer segment. The customer segment column is in the order table. So select the customer segment and the parameter field again. Drag it to the x-axis. Usually when you select it the first time, it goes to the legend. So just try and drag it to the x-axis and turn off the x-axis value, and so as the y-axis title. Then turn on the detail label and turn off the background. So the final one is going to be the product category. So I'll just click on the donut chart, select parameter fields as well. That should be our values, not legend. Then product category is in the orders table. So format that as well. For the legend, I don't want the, I want it to be bottom center. I don't want the title to show. I also, for the detail labels, I don't want, I only want it to be percent of total. Then adjust the chart. So in this case now, I'm going to just adjust this so that we have enough room for these other ones. Okay. So we have our chart. The next thing we're going to do, turn off the background of this one as well. Next thing we're going to do is to ensure that all these are filtered for central. So for sales by month, I'll click on the filter, get the data itself, select the region, central, by customer, central, and by product category, central as well. Next thing I'm going to do is to edit the title, reduce the font of the title of this chart to 12, and then change the color of the chart to represent the central. So I'm just going to start from central name, because I want a particular color to help differentiate. So I want the shade of blue. The line color, a shade of blue as well. Back color, shade of blue, and on the slices that blue should be this shade so that will match. So I'm going to group this chart, format, group. And before we move forward, let's just quickly edit this chart so that it can show the names. I'll start with the bars, space between categories. I just want to increase the space a little. Then the y-axis, maximum width, so that the name can actually show. Yeah, we have corporate and home office. So we're going to duplicate this. So for the second one, this is going to be the east. I'm going to edit this to east, and color, text color will be this. Then the line chart. So I'll change the color of the line. The bar chart, change the color as well. And the color here, to change that to the particular shade of orange that we are using. Okay. So I am also going to change the filter. So instead of filtering for central here, we change the filter to east. Same thing is applicable to this. Okay. And the next one is going to be south. And the text color is going to be the shade of purple. Line as well. So I'm going to change the the filter of the line to south, as well as the color of the line to this shade of purple. For this, change the region to south, and color of the bar. Then this, change the region also to south. And for this, actually, I'll change this color of this slicer to represent our shade that we're using. Then for central, the last one, this is the west. Okay, I forgot to change the cards as well for this. So just change this to east and this to south. Then for the central, the last one, this is the west. And the color that we're using is this shade of blue. Change this to west. Just ensure that you change the filter to represent the particular region that you're working on. So the next thing I'm going to do is to edit this our parameter slicer. So I'll just click on this and select it. Then select this type of slicer. I want it in this format. Adjust that, drag it to this end. I don't want the title. Adjust it further. The background, I don't want the background as well. And the shape itself, I want the shape to be rounded rectangle. But I'll customize it. The top right corner, I want that to be 12 and the top left 12. Okay. So when it is selected, the buttons unselected, I want the field to be this shade. So right now we have quantity selected. And if I select profit, everything filters for profit. If I select total sales, everything filters for total sales. Then I'm going to add another slicer. I will just copy this. So I'm going to just change the name. I want the slicer to be my year and change the layout. I want the style to be single row and maximum of 4 because I want all the days to show. And when I select, you can see right now we have 2010 selected, 2011, and 2012. So you can see that the values of some of my KPIs are not showing everything. And I want everything to always show. So I'll reduce the font, click on the card, all, reduce this to 20. Oh, okay. Then the total quantity. So everything is showing. I will do the same for the east, south, and west. So we have everything showing as it's supposed to. Finally, I'm going to add a title to this chart. Text box. I'm going to turn off the going to turn off the background. So that's the end of this report. You can see that we have the total profit, quantity, and we can filter each one by different year. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more of this. Bye.